This is David Banner with Krave Magazine. Sex, drugs, and video games was actually a play on words. You know, if you look at American society, you know, that's what television and movies and video games, everything, that's what they thrive off of. But to me, I was saying, if that's all that we give our kids, then what do you expect them to regurgitate? You know, they always look at our kids and try to put so much emphasis on the way that our kids are acting. And I tell people all the time, kids are a reflection of what we did or didn't do. So what I'm trying to do, or what I did successfully, is to be able to make a CD that's jamming, you know, that the kids can listen to, the grown-ups can listen to, but pose them, you know, pose a few questions, you know. I remember one of the questions that I asked, I was like, you know, David Banner, and I was asking myself the question, David Banner, would you allow somebody to call your mother or daughter a bitch? And then I was like, no. If that's the case, then why would you call somebody's mother, daughter a bitch? And then go right into the song, and then they jamming. So now when they hear the word bitch, right after hearing that, they're like, well, damn, I never even thought about it that way. Sex, drugs, and video games is just meant to make people think. What do I want people to know about me now? I'm a grown man. You know, I see so many people trying to be a child. I'm grown. And I want people to know that I'm grown, and hopefully, you know, I can conduct myself in a way now that can help other men get to the point where I am right now. You know, I had to even step back and look at entertainment. You know, I don't necessarily believe any form of music is specifically for kids or specifically for grown-ups. It's about good music. So if anything that I want people to know about me is that I'm a man, and, you know, hopefully, I always tell people I always want to be that artist that a child would look up to, or a female child would look up to, like, I'd be proud if that was my dad. And then her mom would look at me and be like, I wouldn't mind if that was your dad. Might be. Something I must always have in my wardrobe, bright colors. You know, I was always told that bright colors look good on dark-skinned men. You know, and as I grew more into myself as far as fashion is concerned, you know, I wasn't uncomfortable with the loud colors. I think, you know, men of color look good. You know, we look good in bright colors. So I always like bright colors in my wardrobe at all times. If you support David Banner, you support good music, make sure that you go to davidbanner.com and support 2 in 1. Thank you. And thanks to Krave. I really, really appreciate y'all.